Well, bull runners, you just saw that Kraken has introduced their Kraken Pay system, allowing people to use tools like fiat to pay for things back and forth with people, but also, being a tier one crypto central exchange. This is a great step in the right direction for their company. Before we get any farther in, love to tell you guys, nothing here is financial advice. Everything here is entertainment purposes only. And use this to hopefully make some well-informed decision in the next stage of this market. Obviously, we got some crazy stuff to touch base on. We just saw the Jerome Powell FOMC. We've got, how is the market reacting to that? There's some crazy news for Sui we got to talk about. There's degen news around WIF, as well as something you want to know about Pudgy penguins. I'd stay tuned for that. I know we've seen a lot of Pudgy news recently, but this one's pretty cool. And we'll finish off with one of my favorite people in the industry. So if you're feeling blessed, 777 in the comments. If you're feeling, almost said bearish. If you're feeling bullish, 777 in the comments. And if you're going to be the first millionaire of your family tree, go ahead and like and subscribe. Let's run it up. All right, so let's figure out what that means real quick here when it comes to Kraken Pay. You can send cash or crypto payments and choose any Kraken user anywhere, anytime, up to 300 plus currencies. Instant and free payments in just a few taps. Hell yeah. Super excited for that. I'm also noticing recently they had hyperliquid perpetuals. Wasn't planning to talk about hyperliquid, but definitely keep that in mind, and I'll actually talk about hyperliquid in the next video. Bullish on that chain, what they're doing over there, Hyper. So cool stuff for Kraken. Like I said, top tier exchange, getting more people on board. All right, and let's take a look at what Sui's got going on here. Let's watch this video real quick. All right, so pretty much we got it. Basically, they're integrated now into Phantom. This is going to be great because this is just another way to get more people, involved. If they don't want to use Coinbase, they're like, how do I buy this? They can literally get it directly from Phantom Wallet and have it right on their home screen. The simple things, right? If you're a degen like me, it's not, a big deal to do the extra step, but what kind of is, it's sometimes it is tough to teach people some of these steps they have to take outside of just 1, 2, 3, right? So if you're trying to get into something like Sui prior, if it was definitely a headache, and it takes time, and it's hard to get people that haven't done as many times as you, or have exposed themselves into the different wormholes of crypto. But having these tools come out that are going to make it easier, ease of use and quality of life is very important. We did talk about Axol previously in another video. This is a coin I'm very bullish on for the Sui side of things, being a meme coin. We talked about it in this range over here, so it has come down just a little bit more, but it looks like it's prepared to go to the next level here. This is a good buy spot for me, so I'm actually going to probably scoop some of this after the video, but I definitely like this area right here for it to start doing its next leg up. And this is the day chart, so I'm not quite sure, if we can go jump in here. There's not too much, I would think, volume, about 171K in the last 24 hours. So, this is a coin that's not something overnight you're going to find yourself at 2 to 5x, but this definitely has opportunity to go back to where it came, all-time high being a little bit over 2x, you're looking at 2 to 3x just to ATH. So good buy range for me. And figured see where that one was at now that we're talked about Sui. We had Jerome Powell come out, talk about how crypto and how it's going to basically be available to it's that banks are perfectly capable of handling it and helping customers. He talks about how it's going to you got to obviously understand the risk, but isn't that kind of the point, allowing people to understand their own risk, give them the tools, let them figure it out sometimes. If you want, better help or assurance, then, use your bank, consult with them. But this is great. And this, helps XRP in its own way, because XRP does have the tools in place with bank to, communications to be, a mass adoption onboarding tool. So they did specifically, he talked about Bitcoin, but XRP does, you should see some interesting price action as these banks start to incorporate the opportunity to serve their crypto customers. As the FOMC came out today, there was no immediate dump after the speech, but let's see how close we can get. A lot of people are already talking a little about it on Twitter, but you can see here it was not too much. And are we going to see post dump after the after today going into the rest of this week? So it's an interesting part of this. It's an interesting part of the cycle. I personally don't know. I'm not going to tell you something that I'm not comfortable or have enough information in, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. It's not going to affect me otherwise. It shouldn't affect you if you're a long-term holder in this game. So make sure to control your emotions going into this. Don't make any irrational mistakes and dumping a coin that you didn't need to. On the DGen side of the world, the Dogwifcoin appears to confirm the Sphere appearance. This is something that they've been working on for a while, and looks like they dropped a post on their Twitter about the Sphere right here, Viva La Vegas, and it says dates as soon as we are allowed to share. Hat stays on. It's bullish news. One of the big opportunities in 2021 were the billboards of New York, and there's no other bigger billboard than the Sphere at this point. So being the first coin, this is going to have a lot of speculation tied to it. Some people are going to sell. Some people are going to, hopefully you get more buy opportunity than you get sellers. So looking at the chart, interesting enough about this, this is actually the 4 hours. So let's go in a little bit closer here so we can see how it reacted. But it's interesting that when it came down for the first time, I think it's ever came back down. Yeah, I mean, for a long time, it never has come down to that $1 billion market cap range. So once it tapped that Billy range, they did this announcement. Was it, planned to wait toward, using it for this as a strategy technique? Maybe they've already had it set up for months. I'm not mad at it because just feeding more into buy the hype, sell the news, it works a lot better in the trader's favor if the coin is pumping versus waiting for, maybe a milestone of like the $1 billion range to go ahead and pop this out in the middle right there when it happened. And then you saw that it came up from a bill to, almost 1.3 billion. Just a giant candle at the time, a lot of euphoria, people were waiting on this announcement, and now you're seeing it that it's, taking its legs a little bit back down. As you would expect. The speculation on that post news is now when is the announcement, when is the date, and then you start speculating on the date, right? But in some of the coolest news in the market today, actually, Pudgy Penguins announced their partnership with Pez. So now they're excited to bring Pengu to life as one of the largest candy brands in the world and join the Pez lineup alongside Pokemon, Disney, and others. Super excited news. Again, they're attacking real world stuff. They're making some super, just great decisions. I mean, great decisions. Who else is thinking to get with Pez? The team there is just absolutely gifted when it comes to their relationship building and customer experience. So shout out to Luca and his team and what they're doing here at Pez. I haven't really had a time to go into detail with their NFTs. It's not really, it's not really important to me what the NFT speculation is right now, but I'd love to learn more about what they're doing with this. So excited to see that details come out. And then, my last video, it was a pretty heart-wrenching start with Basement Ron getting hacked and losing all his UFD and Solana that he had in that wallet. But Ledger came to the rescue. They got his back. The news of the wallet compromise is a reminder to us the importance of proper security. To support Ron and continue bringing securities best practices to all, we're sending him a Ledger Stacks, Ledger Flex bundle to help safeguard his journey going forward. And I love that, man. It's super dope. Ledger coming out here, outfit of the day. Got that. It's so cool. So excited that Ron will be fitted now with the proper stuff. It's hard to say that it is his fault that he didn't have this stored more properly. But however, it could happen to anybody. There's a lot of people out there that have a lot of stuff unstored, safely. So take that extra step. Get yourself a Ledger if you haven't. Mine's in my bank safety deposit box. So it's always great to have that peace of mind. You can go to sleep at night. Nothing's don't push the wrong button on your Phantom wallet or your MetaMask or something. So, and it's nice, and it's actually not as hard as you think. So take the extra steps, get it done, and you'll be good to go. But yeah, the last thing is my KOL of the day, the blonde broker. She is amazing. She's also been spotted on tons of podcasts, tons of spaces. Her and her best friend, actually, Ashley, and her fought in the karate combat arena. Things that most people don't do. So she's got a cool background when it comes to stocks, crypto, as well as MMA and stuff like that. So she has now had her first professional MMA fight, and it was so cool to watch it live from a stream since they were in Dubai or Singapore. I think it was Singapore. So shout out to her. She's huge and she's got a good heart. Definitely paying attention to what UFD is doing as well. And I'd always like to tap in with her and see what she's got, looking at in the market. So, all right, bull runners. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Let's run it up.